Welcome to part 2 of the laundry room makeover. Our home is 114 years old and the room is definitely missing some charm and functionality. I had some decor on the walls, but the room still felt plain and unfinished, and we were also missing shelving in the utility closet. So in our last video, my husband Tan and I added French doors with gorgeous antique doorknobs. We also added beadboard and trim to the walls and built shelving for the utility closet. In today's video, we will be finishing up the room. We are adding wallpaper, DIYing a countertop and a backdoor screen, plus decorating with lots and lots of vintage secondhand items I've collected from my many trips to thrift stores and estate sales. I purchased a wallpaper called Scala Beige from Wallpaper from the 70s. And I also purchased a wallpaper supply kit from Amazon. I'll make sure to link everything. The kit came with a smoothing brush, a roller, a paste brush, a multi-tool, and a box cutter. And this is the paste that came with my wallpaper. So before I could start, I cleared all the things off the walls and packed up the decor I had. And I don't know why I decided I could pull the wall shelf off myself. It was so heavy, and by the time I pulled it off, I completely regretted my decision, but I was able to get it down. With the walls cleared, I cleaned the walls, then mixed about 7.5 cups of water with a bag of adhesive and let that sit for 15 minutes. I have never installed wallpaper, so I was kind of hesitant to start. I watched so many videos on how to, but I just had to get started. So as I went wallpapering and kept going, the easier it did get. There were definitely areas that I had trouble with since certain areas of our walls are not square. The room is small, but I think it did take me about 2 full afternoons to finish the room. I bought paste to the wall wallpaper, which was the best decision since the walls in the room are lightly textured and the texture doesn't show through since the wallpaper is thick and it does adhere to the wall well. I can't tell you how happy I was once I finished the wallpaper. There are areas now looking back I know I could do better, but overall I'm happy with the result. It already looks a lot more inviting and warm. We had a lot of leftover plywood from the closet shelving, and Tan decided to piece it together to make a countertop. This saved us some money since we didn't have to buy new wood. So to make the countertop look thicker, a lip was added, and he also cut out holes for the outlets and washer hoses. We decided to attach a walnut veneer to it and make it look like one nice wood countertop. We used a cement adhesive and it was applied to both the veneer and the plywood, and then we let that sit for 2 hours before the veneer could be added on top of the plywood. After that wait time, the veneer was placed on the plywood and smoothed out, and the wood pieces under the veneer were used as separator strips, so they were removed as each section was smoothed out. So the next day the veneer looked great and the overhang was routed off. And to bring out the walnut veneer's dark color, tung oil was rubbed on. So we needed a side support for the counter. So Tan also pieced it together with leftover plywood. He used glue to attach the pieces and waited a day, then sanded it down to smooth it out and minimize the appearance of seams. The countertop is done, and back in the laundry room, the counter supports were added to the wall, and to make it easier, we added back the wall shelf before adding the countertop.
There you go.
There you go.
Yep. Woo!
I'm trying to do it from below.
It's so heavy.
The side support was added to the countertop with some L brackets, and then we pushed the countertop into place. It looks so good. This was Tan's first time working with veneer, and he did such a good job. We have a magnetic screen door in the room since the dogs like to go in and out of the house, and we also need to keep the bugs out. So I wanted to DIY a new screen with floral lace so it could complement the cottage style in the room. So the first thing I did was hem the fabric. I also reused the magnetic strip from the old screen by cutting out the mesh and then attaching the new fabric and a ruffle lace trim over it. I attached the sides with Velcro and had a pressure rod at the top. So with everything done, it is time for the fun part, adding all the pretty decor and organizing the room. So I had this pine pegboard in the room and decided to stain it a darker color. I also got these switch covers from Etsy and wanted a darker antique gold color, so I used Rub and Buff in European Gold. The single cover plate is the darker color after rub and buffing, and the double plate is the original gold color, so I'll be rub and buffing that one next. I already had a lot of these items on the wall that I didn't need to replace, so I'm just adding all of them back. And a fun fact is our laundry room used to be the backyard porch, and one of the previous owners decided to extend it to be a part of the house. So now it's our laundry room. I pulled a bunch of frames and artwork I already had from around the house to place in the laundry room. When I work on gallery walls, my process is a lot of standing and staring. And I was a lot more hesitant, especially with deciding on placement, since I would be putting holes in the wallpaper and I didn't want to ruin it. I also recently found this cast iron tie holder, scarf holder, and the arm swivel, so I thought it would be cute to use as a clothes hanger. I found this lamp at an estate sale I went to in my last video. I love the scallop shade and the warm light it brings to the room. I also hated our vent, so I removed it and I bought an antique resin vent screen reproduction to replace it with.
Like he's spiderweb, right? That's all he's...
Right now I'm keeping the color of the vent screen as is, but I'm thinking I might want to spray paint it another color eventually. The last thing to do is organize the closet. So we have a lot of electric cookers that were taking up space in the kitchen, and since we don't use them every day, the closet is the perfect place to store them. I filled the vintage floral jar with my washer beads and added an antique silver coffee scoop. I added my laundry supplies, a box of extra dryer sheets, some stain removers, and this cute wood caddy I thrifted for $3. I put in my dryer sheets and some washing bags and a little brush. And I'm so excited to finally have a space for my detergents. They used to either sit on my washer or on the floor. So the laundry room is done. Well, done for now. I think I'll definitely be adding more artwork to the walls and changing up shelving decor eventually, but it has been transformed from a plain room to cozy cottage room. I'll definitely be hanging out here. Maybe I'll pull up a stool and have my coffee too. But it's a very calm and inviting space to walk through, especially on our way to the garden, which we'll be doing some work in the next videos. We'll also be going flower and garden decor shopping at estate sales, nurseries, and secondhand stores. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will join us next time.